Hello people, I'm Ginnymetheral. I'm a 4th generation witch and I'm here today with something rather exciting. A while ago I ordered this on the internet and it's arrived and I'm so happy. So we're going to do an unboxing and I'll show you what I got. So the book that I've got is The Craft of the Hedge Witch, a guide to the solitary path by the great witch Geraldine Smythe. So it's a couple of days later and I have read the book, and so I wanted to give you a quick review because I was quite excited to receive it and I think you should be too. So first reactions, I like the cover, I like the design. And being very old, I like the font because I can read it, because I can't see very well, so I like a good font. And this is pleasing to my eye. So my initial reaction is great. The book is called The Craft of the Hedge Witch, a guide to the solitary path. And essentially I wanted to quickly explain what a hedge witch is. They are people who like to spend time in their astral bodies. I think that's the easiest explanation that I can give. And this, in the old traditional way, was called riding the hedge. Now, there's ways to do this. You can do this in your dreams. You can do this by leaving your physical body and roving about in the astral plane, which is the way I do it. You can achieve this through meditation, through sleep, through drugs, where we got the witch's flying ointment from, because this is where witches fly. The book is written by Geraldine Smythe, who is a witch of fierce repute. She takes quite a lot of the 1960s and 1950s Gardnerian Dianic traditions and incorporates them into her everyday witchcraft. And her witchcraft is very much about using the transcendental form of her body to go and have a look at the world around her. Now, Geraldine Smythe has spent many years doing this, which is why I wanted to read this book. So having read the book, the first few chapters are a bit wordy, and I did slightly struggle going through them. This possibly is a culture issue, because the British culture is to put things much more simply than the American culture, and it is an American writer. So it can be a little bit wordy at the beginning, but I would say persevere through the wordiness, and once you start sort of getting into the flow, the book is much easier to read, and I started to really enjoy it. She's got some really good points, and I pretty much agree with about 90% of them. There is always going to be some dissent between witches as to how you think things are happening, because witchcraft is so personal to the individual. However, I do agree with about 90% of what she says. She's got some wonderful exercises that you can use to improve your skills in the certain areas, and I think they are very easily explained and easily done. You don't need any great ingredients, and that's perfect. This is what hedge witchery is all about. I enjoyed Geraldine's thoughts on what she calls engaged solitude, because when you're transcending the physical realm, you are very much on your own, unless you're doing it with a partner or somebody else. And so it is a solitary path of being a hedge witch. However, she's got some great aspects about sex magic, so if you'd like to practice that, this book has got some interesting ideas about how to do so and why it would work. I think my favourite part of the book was actually her advice on timings and where you follow the moon or the sun or the stars or the year. She puts this very clearly and cleverly, and I think that's a good part of learning any witchcraft. The great things about this book is it covers a lot of topics, and you can learn a huge amount from the techniques that she uses in her hedge witchcraft, which are completely interchangeable with or whatever path of witchcraft you like to follow. There's a lot there, and there's a lot to learn from it. And I think it's a really good book for beginners and more experienced witches alike. Because she puts things so simply, the beginner witch can take her tips and exercises and practice them and learn from that. and the more experienced witch can take the more in-depth analysis that she also provides and learn from that. You know, being a witch, I read a lot of books. The more modern books by the more younger generation tend to be putting out the same stuff that I've heard and learnt and done and seen and whatever. So it was nice to find a book which gave me a good thought-provoking interest in her craft. So for that, I enjoyed it. If you would like to purchase the book, I've put a link in the description below for you to click on, and that'll take you straight through to the sales site. Don't forget, my cover meeting will be coming up for September, so do look out for that. Go to my Patreon page, it does tell you all the details there. In the meantime, let me know in the comments below if you buy the book and what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you very soon.